Hey everyone, welcome back to Scenario. And if this is your first time joining Scenario, you're gonna go ahead and see the game pin on the screen. But before we get into all that, I'm your host, Georgie-Ann Getton, coming in from Gifted Media Productions up in Hartsdale, New York. This is a live show. So if you're watching right now at 8 p.m. Eastern time, it is live. Go ahead and join the game. If you're watching in the future, unfortunately, it is not live, but you could make sure you join the next time around. So we have a couple people that have already joined the game. We have Kev, we have Elad. So Elad was here last week. Welcome back. In order to join the game, you could go to Kahoot, Kahooit, .it, that's the website, and you will enter the game pin 7571648. Again, the game pin is 7571648. You can also download the Kahoot app if you already have it, as well as you can scan the QR code on the screen. So we're going to give it about another minute or so while folks go ahead and join the game. As a reminder, for the first, second, and third place winners, you do win monetary prizes. So make sure you share with a friend, a family member, a colleague. Make sure you share it and join the game because it's a lot of fun. We play this game and these questions. So let's talk a little bit about where these questions come from. And it's a little bit of a cheat code here. So if you're not already following me on Instagram at Georgie-Ann Getton, you can head over there to make sure you follow me because all of these questions are first asked on my Instagram profile. So on my Instagram, I post 1 to 3 questions per day, polling hundreds, even thousands of people in order to see what their opinions are on these various questions. And then for each episode of Scenario, we take 13 questions and ask you all, what did the people vote? Right? So we're going to go on not the right answers, but what are the people saying? What are the people voting for? So we have Pedro, we have Kiki, Bob, Elad, and Kevin the game. I'm going to give it another 10 to 15 seconds. So if you want to play the game and win some of those prizes, make sure you join. Again, head on over to Kahoot.it and enter the game pin 7571648 in order to play the game with us tonight. And if you join a little bit later, no worries. You can join the game at any time. And last week, we actually had someone that joined the game late and still came in the top 3 places. So don't count yourself out if you're tuning in a little bit later on. All right, so 10 more seconds before we start the game. All righty, let's see who is going to win tonight's scenario. So let's get started. For our first question of the night, we polled 900 people. What day did Grandma get run over by a reindeer? Is it A, I'm confused, B, Christmas Day, C, Christmas Eve, or D, Thanksgiving? So go ahead, make your vote right now. What day did Grandma get run over by a reindeer? Again, what did 900 people that we polled, what did they vote as the number one answer as the day that Grandma got run over by a reindeer? All right, we see our answers coming in. Make sure you vote because, again, the key thing with the game is that speed and accuracy determines who is the winner. So one person got that one right, and that's going to be Christmas Eve. I don't remember the exact name of the movie, but I do know I watched it almost every year as a kid, and they had the song, Grandma got run over by a reindeer, walking home from our house Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is the correct answer. So let's look at that scoreboard. We have Kev in first place as the only one that got that right, but no worries. There is a lot of opportunities to gain a lot of points in this game. So let's move on to the next question. We polled over 1,500 individuals. What was the number one answer? When was the last time you used an iron? I know growing up in a Jamaican household, my answer has to be every day, but is it A, in the last month, B, in the last year, C, I don't even remember, or D, I've never used an iron? And I can say for sure, some people have never used an iron. So what is your answer? Go ahead and submit your answers. Again, speed and accuracy determines our winner for the night. So we have a lot of votes across the board. The correct answer that over 1,500 people voted as number one was, I don't remember the last time I've used an iron. Nowadays, a lot of folks are using a steamer. I heard you could also put the clothing, like hang it up in the bathroom and like have the hot water run. There's so many different innovative ways, or just straight up dry cleaning. So a lot of people aren't really using an iron anymore. I can tell you for certainty the last time I personally used an iron was this morning. But let's move on to see what the scoreboard looks like. Did we change? Ooh, Kiki is now at number one. So remember, all speed and accuracy is how you get some points. And there are some questions in here that are worth double the points. So don't fear if you haven't gotten any points yet. There's still a chance to get some points and get your name on the leaderboard if you're playing the game with us. And if you're just joining, it's not too late to join the game. Again, head on over to kahoot.it and the game pin is going to be 7571648. Make sure you join. So our next question is going to be, we polled 500 people. What type of book would you like to write? A, romance, B, sci-fi/mystery, C, a memoir, right? I want to talk about myself, or D, a business book. If you don't know, I'm actually an author. I wrote a business book called The Art of Getting Shit Done, and I published that back in 2019. So my personal answer, it was a memoir/business book. So those are my answers, but I love me a good rom-com, a good romance book, and I love some good sci-fi movies and books as well. So what did 500 people vote as number one? So the majority got it right, with romance being the topic that the majority of people wanted to write a book about. Let's see if that changed that leaderboard any bit. Ooh, okay. Shay moved up. Shay moved up on the leaderboard. Kiki is still in the lead. Kev, you got to keep up. You were in the lead to begin, but you could get it back. I have faith that you could get it back. So let's move on to the next question. We polled 200 people. What was their number one answer? Should you go on solo trips if you're currently in a relationship? I know me, I personally love to travel. So whether we going together or I'm going alone, I love to travel. So what did over 200 people say as their number one answer? Yes, you should go on solo trips still if you're in a relationship, or no way, solo trips are totally not allowed. If you have a partner, you need to bring them with you. What is the number one answer that over 200 people chose? All right, we see those votes coming in. A few more seconds left. All right, the majority is also correct here again. Yes is the answer that the majority of people said. And it's okay to go on solo trips. Spend some time with yourself, right? Self-care, self-love, self-help, like all the things to make sure that you are where you need to be. So yes, solo trips are definitely allowed according to the majority. So did that change the leaderboard? Ooh, all right, Kev, you heard my advice. Kiki's still in the lead. Kev jumped up. Kelly is on the leaderboard. JJ is on the leaderboard. So we got some new players here making it to the leaderboard. Let's see. You see, as the game continues, things can change by a whole lot. Let's get to the next question. We polled over 1,600 people. What was their number one answer? Did you have metal detectors in high school? Is it yes, A, B, no, or C, wait a minute, high schools have metal detectors? I know personally that my high school, I went to two different high schools. My first high schools, it felt worse than TSA. Like, you know, when TSA was really intense and you have to go through all the machines, take your socks off, your belt off, your hat off, all the things. That was the experience in my first high school. My second high school had occasional metal detectors. It wasn't that intense, but the answer for me is yes, but the majority said no. They never experienced having metal detectors in their school. So it looks like we were half and half here. So let's see, did that change the leaderboard any bit? Ooh, Kev, you came back into the lead. Eli is on the leaderboard. We have Shay, Kiki. Okay, folks, we're doing a lot of stuff here. Let's go to the next question. We polled 200 people. What was their number one response? And this is worth double the points, folks, double the points. What do people lie about most on dating apps? Is it A, height, B, income/job, C, their hairstyle, or D, relationship status? Because if you tell me you have braids and I meet you and you have no hair, that might be a problem on a dating app. Or for folks, right? Like there's a running joke that for guys, 6 foot is completely different from a female 6 foot. So let's see, what do people lie about most? Or do you say you work in construction, but really that's not your job? All right, yes, you all, the majority got it right here again, with height being the number one thing that over 1,600 people said was an issue when it came to dating apps. Let's see, did that change the leaderboard? Ooh, that did something. All right, we see Shay has jumped to number 1. Eli is on fire with a 3-in-a-row streak. Will someone else take over? You see, that doubled the points really made a difference. Let's head to the next question. We polled over 3,000 people. What was the number one response as what is the most difficult subject to pass in school? Is it A, math, B, English, C, science, or D, history? I know personally I'm a nerd when it comes to math. I love numbers. And I realized also I love the sciences, specifically psychology, neurology, so anything that goes on with the brain, the world, how life works, plants, animals. But funnily enough, as smart as I am, I failed chemistry twice. So to be now doing a psychology degree, it's not the same kind of science. But let's see what everyone chose. The correct answer that the majority of folks, over 3,000 people, voted as number 1 was math. And I'm just like, whoa, why doesn't everyone like math? And so that was number 1. Did that change the leaderboard any bit? Let's see. Ooh, Elad. Okay. So Elad is a returning participant and he has moved up. Let me not say. They have moved up to number 1. So all these little characters, I have no idea who is who. All these little characters. So Elad is in the lead with 4 answers in a row. And welcome back, Elad. I saw you here last week. So last week you didn't win, but let's see if you could take the trophy home tonight. All right. So we're going to move on to the next question. We polled over 2,200 individuals. What was the number 1 response? What do you use to spread butter on toast? Do you use a spoon or do you use a knife, right? So what is the best tool to use to spread butter on bread or on toast? Is it a spoon or is it a knife? Go ahead. Speed and accuracy are what we're looking for tonight in order for you to gain those points. And let's see if that changes the leaderboard any bit. We're getting closer. We are halfway there, y'all. All right, the majority said knife. I personally prefer a spoon. And there's this tool, I forgot the name of it, and it looks like a spoon and a knife had a baby. It's like super curved, not like sharp as a regular knife. And that is the most ideal tool. But if you use the back of a spoon, it spreads a lot smoother than if you use a knife. That's just my personal opinion, but all of them people voted for the knife, so I guess knife it is. Let's see if that changed the leaderboard. All right, Kev is coming back close up to Elad. Kelly is still maintaining on the leaderboard along with Kiki and Shay. So let's move on. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, y'all. I'll see you back in a second. Are you ready? It's that time of year again for the Black Podcasting Awards. This is an annual celebration to amplify Black podcasts and Black content creators. So don't forget to tag a Black podcaster below, share this with them so that way they can apply and get a chance to win this year's Black Podcasting Awards. We're back. All right, now on to the next question. This one, we polled over 34,000 people. This was a very popular question. What was their number 1 response? A Jamaican walks into a car dealership and they could pick between a brand new Nissan or a 5-year-old BMW. What are they going to choose? A, the Nissan, or B, the BMW? Again, a Jamaican walks into a car dealership. Choices are a Nissan or a BMW. What are they leaving that car dealership with? If you have Jamaican friends or family, you should get this one right. Or if you've been watching on my Instagram page, you should also get this one right. And that is correct. It's that BMW, because it doesn't matter if it's a 5-year-old BMW or a 25-year-old BMW. Jamaicans are going to pick that BMW. So let's see what that did to the leaderboard. Okay, Shay has moved up into first place. All right, Shay snuck up on us. We have Elad in second place, Kev in third place, Kiki and Kelly are still on the leaderboard. I saw some folks playing earlier. We saw Pedro, we saw JJ. Let's see if somebody can still steal the game. There's another question in here that is worth double the points. So do not fear. If you are not on the leaderboard right now, there is still a chance. So let's get to the next question. We polled 25,000 people And what was their number one response? What should happen to your last name when you get married? A, switch it. B, hyphenate it. Or C, keep your current last name after you get married. What should happen to your last name? And the key word here is should, right? So over 25,000 people had various opinions on this question. So what do you think that they chose? Should you switch it, hyphenate it, or keep your current last name? All right, so actually no one voted for this, but the majority, right, the number one choice in that poll of over 25,000 people, yes, that's correct, they said keep your name. So things are changing. I know different cultures, different religions, different family backgrounds have so many varying opinions of what should happen to your last name, and the majority said keep it. Keep your current name. So let's see, did that change? It's not gonna change the leaderboard because no one got it right. So we have the same leaderboard, and let's move on. We polled 1,500 individuals. What was their number one response? As an adult, you should call your dad what? What should you call your dad? A, dad. B, daddy. C, pops. Or D, father. As an adult, what do you call your dad? So go ahead and make your votes. Let me know. I think I personally call my dad daddy because it's just what I've always called him. I think it depends on your relationship. A lot of people, like the opinions that were in the comments is like, oh, I don't even have a dad. I call him by his first name. There are so many varying opinions. But the number one answer that over 1,500 people voted for was A, dad. Let's see what that did to the leaderboard. All right, Shay is still in the lead. Shay is still in the lead. We have 2 more questions here, folks. Let's see how that can change the leaderboard and who will come in first, second, and third place in order to win the prizes tonight on Scenario. So we polled over 3,500 individuals. What was their number one answer? What is the best kind of Jamaican rice and peas? Is it A, rice with gunga peas, or aka pigeon peas, or B, rice with red beans / kidney beans? What is the number one type of Jamaican rice and peas? Again, we polled over 3,500 people. Let me know what you think their opinions are when it came to Jamaican rice and peas. Go ahead, cast your votes, cast your votes. All right, the majority actually said red beans, aka kidney beans. And in the comments, they were like complaints. They're like, if I go to your house and you're telling me you're making rice and peas and it's not gunga peas, I would be so confused. I grew up knowing rice and peas to be red beans. But listen, as long as it's one or the other, I'm going to eat it because both of them are delicious. And if you haven't had it yet, make sure you try it, y'all. So let's see what that did to the leaderboard. Ooh, shook things up a little bit. So you have Eli in first, Shay in second place, and Kiki in third place. Can we change the leaderboard? Because the next question is our final question, our 13th question on Scenario. So each episode of Scenario has 13 questions, and the 13th question is always worth double. So let's get on into it. But before that, if you want your commercial on Scenario, go ahead and email collab@Georgie-Ann Getton, subject line commercial, to learn more about how you can have commercials featured here on the show, as well as be a partner with us. So go ahead and save that email address, collab@GeorgieAnnGetton.com, to talk to us about how you can partner with Scenario, the game show. We go live weekly at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And now to our final question worth double the points. A Jamaican has a flight at 2 p.m. What time are they arriving to the airport? Is it A, 7 a.m., B, 12 p.m., C, they missing that flight, or D, the night before? What did over 52,000, yes, I read that right, 52,000 people vote as the number one answer to this question about a Jamaican and their flight at the airport? What time are they going to get to that airport, y'all? Make sure you hurry up and cast your votes. It's worth double the points this time around. So we had votes across the board. This one is fun. Alrighty, so we have votes across the board, and it looks like one person got it right. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous because this could change the entire game. It's worth double the points. I'm literally like shaking. Like, I don't even know who came in first place because only one person got this question right. So without further ado, drum roll please. Let's get to who is in number 1, 2, and 3rd place. All right, let's go. Let's go with the leaderboard. 3rd place is going to be Kiki. 2nd place is Shay. Oh my goodness. So that means 1st place is Elad. Congratulations, Elad. Welcome back to the 2nd episode. Runners up, we have Kev and Peter. See, Peter, I didn't even know Peter was on the leaderboard. So thank you so much, everyone, for playing. As a reminder, if you came in 1st, 2nd, or 3rd place, make sure you take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of your winning screen and email it over to collab@georgie-ann-getton.com. That is how you're going to get your 1st place, 2nd place, and 3rd place prize. So again, a screenshot of your winning screen. You should see an example on the screen right now of how to do that. And then you're going to email it to collab@georgie-ann-getton.com. Just the subject line could be, 1st place winner, 2nd place winner, whatever it might be. And then we will get your prizes out to you soon as possible. If you enjoyed playing Scenario here with us tonight, make sure you tell a friend, tell a family member. But before you do that, first and foremost, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. So you're watching live on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and share with your family, your friends. We will be back again next week for another episode of Scenario. So make sure you subscribe so you're aware. At 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, we'll be live again next week, Thursday, for another episode of Scenario. Again, we are coming from Gifted Media Production Studio here in Hartsdale, New York. My name is Georgie-Ann Getton, and I'm your amazing host. I will see you next week for Scenario, and thank you so much for playing. Thank you to all the winners, and we'll talk soon. Bye, everybody.